Like most victims, Julie knew her killer. It was her son. He wasn't wearing his seatbelt. After crushing her to death, he sat back down. Think, always wear a seatbelt.
Right, quite a shocking start to the morning about wearing your seatbelt, but you can read right there. We are going to be talking about road safety this morning, and joining us is the Road Safety Ambassador, Otet. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Glad to have you here. Every now and then we say we are talking road safety, and people think we are only talking road safety when it's the holidays, when it's Christmas, because the last time you were here was around that time. It was around Christmas. And people assumed tunangojea Easter ndo tuongee.
You see, this has been the culture in Kenyan media, but now CAS TV, the show is 59 minutes, has broken the norm.
Yes.
Hosted by you. I don't know why you don't wait for festivities. I think you see there is a need.
There's a need. There's a need. Oh, right off the top, I was reading this story about this family that got wiped out near two rivers. I wasn't quite grasping the situation as on the ground as to how the accident happened. I don't know whether you managed to get it. Maybe you can explain to us what exactly happened.
Actually, I always go live on Facebook every morning, but I decided not to do so until next week to mourn with this family, because a whole family of a mother, a child the son is about 3 years, the daughter has not clocked 7 years, and then the father. You know, when I say road safety is a message of love and loved one hurt when a crash happens, most people don't understand. Allow me explain this. They did not die at the same time. They were on the road, on their rightful side, and then a careless, reckless driver decides to overtake. We have curfew, so meaning there are very less cars on the road at night. My first question was, how long does it take for an oncoming vehicle to pass? If you count well on the road, if you're doing 80 or even 50, it is less than 10 seconds. So somebody sees oncoming traffic and decides to fight inside these 10 seconds. And then a head-on collision happens. So me, I'm woken up at around 4 a.m. by someone who is at the scene. I don't even know this guy. I don't even know how he got my number. And he calls and says, Otet, this one is bad. And it's like, what is bad? He tells me, here at Two Rivers, a whole family has been killed. And I ask him, what has happened? It says somebody was overtaking recklessly, met head-on with this family. So many people are asking, what was a family doing at night? People can get sick. Probably they were taking a sick child. I don't know the history behind it. But the most painful part that hurt me, and I said I will mourn with this family, when someone is dying, there is a process called rigor mortis. The last sound they give, it will be, it's the last fight they give.
It's muscle spasms.
Yes. So a crash has happened. And there is, among this family, the four, one of them had each and every person go the process of rigor mortis. I don't know if it was the small child, I don't know if it was the mother, I don't know if it was the father or the daughter. But probably the father tried to call out to the wife, probably to the son or to the daughter, to hear out if they're still alive. Because they did not die all at once. Even if we are shot right now and we are to die, one of us will die first. One of us will witness the death of the other.
True.
So imagine how painful it is when you are going with your family somewhere, and out of recklessness, somebody causes this, and it's a big head-on, and then one of you in this family car has to witness each and everyone taking their last breath, until they also take their last breath. It is sad because when this guy called me, I asked him who is on ground, and he said there is a paramedic here. So I told him, can I talk to this paramedic? And when I talked to this guy told me, this one is bad.
Yeah.
And I asked him, what do you mean? And he said, this will be DOA.
Yeah.
When we take them to hospital, it will be dead on arrival. The guy who caused all this, I'm told he did not die.
Yeah, he's in critical condition.
Critical condition.
Might live.
He probably will live. That is my prayer. And my advice was his family must work on good counseling programs.
Yeah.
Because
And see, that's not the only thing. You wake up, and even this morning, there was a story about Mombasa Road and a boda boda guy who was dead on the highway. And we have sort of normalized, you know.
you used the right word, normalized.
We have normalized hearing these stories because it's other people until it's your person. So it's just, it's a story to pass by in the newspaper, and you go like, oh, that's so sad. A whole four members of the family. I watched the TV clips and saw the members of that family and how painful it was for them. And I asked myself several questions, you know, even when we come to issues like overtaking. The other day I was in Eldoret. I came back. There's a lot of madness on our roads, and we will play some of those clips as we go along. But the fundamental question I asked myself, because yesterday I took a boda boda to town, and this guy was fighting with guys up around about, and I asked him, do you know how long it takes for a car to pass, if you allow someone to pass, even going at 40? It's barely 2 seconds. They're on a highway, you can give way. It's 1, 2, they're gone. But when you insist that you must be in front of them, those 2 seconds could mean your life. I was asking him, mbona nyinyi hamna patience? You know, watu wa boda boda. Nini ni mbaya? He says, oh, tuko na mbio, we try to get to places. And that's a tendency we all have, is we are good people until we get on the road. Even people who are otherwise sane and sober. What is the problem? What do you think is that a Kenyan problem? Is it a driving problem?
It's a culture. You know, in the 80s, internet was not everywhere. Things that were shown on TV were controlled. We could remember programs like The Bold and the Beautiful. There would be disclaimer, children should be asleep by now.
Yeah.
But nowadays, internet is everywhere. So I would just record myself doing a dangerous stunt, and I survive it. Then post it, and then in a short while, it has hit 1 million views. Then the 1 million views, 30,000 of them want to do the same, to tell me I can do it better than you. The other day we saw this Subaru and the Probox of Mogoka race along Thika Road. The idea was for them to malize speedometer. To malize speedometer. It is barely a week. The Probox went straight into a bush, killed the driver. So he's been doing it at 180, believing he's a professional, not knowing the lives that he risks. Let me say this, I thank God he didn't hurt anyone, but only himself, as he went straight into the bush. He only hurt himself. He did not hurt other road users. But then it is becoming normal. On our headlines, on our news, 10 people have perished in one crash. 5 people have been wiped away. 6 people, Nithi Bridge. And remember, we have a department in this country called the transport. We never hear from them. How about if we had such, like, a whole family wiped away, their lives robbed, and then we have a press statement from the leadership of the nation? We would see the seriousness.
We would. I want us to take just a very short break and come back just after this message. Don't go away.